Now let's look over India's other border, where Pakistanis had mixed fortunes yesterday. On the one hand, they saw a great victory for democracy. Pakistan's Supreme Court stood up for the rights of its citizens. It gave a rare rebuke to the all-powerful Pakistani army. And that was the good news. It affects everyone in Pakistan, but perhaps not tangibly. You see, you cannot really put a number on your democracy being protected. But you can put a number on higher prices, like 193%. That's how much Pakistan raised the price of natural gas by. 193, almost 200%. This too took place yesterday, and it left a bitter aftertaste for anyone celebrating the rare democratic gains. Here's a report.
When it comes to Pakistan, you almost never get good news without bad news. We'll start with the good news. Pakistan may have got a boost to its democracy. Pakistan's Supreme Court was hearing a case challenging the military, specifically the decision to try ordinary people in military courts. There are over 100 ordinary Pakistanis caught in the military's clutches. They all have something in common. They are supporters of former Prime Minister Imran Khan. On the 9th of May, their anger had reached a boiling point. Their hero, Imran Khan, was arrested and detained on corruption charges. He says he was practically abducted. That set off mass protests targeted towards Pakistan's military. Now, it's no secret that the Pakistani military is the real power in the country. It picks puppet politicians to exercise control and punishes the puppets who try and become independent, very much like Imran Khan. Well, on May 9th, his supporters had seen enough. They unleashed their fury on the Pakistani military. They even burnt down some military installations. About 5 people were killed and thousands were arrested in the aftermath of the riots. The most dangerous protesters were supposed to be tried by the military. But now, the Pakistani Supreme Court has stepped in. It has ruled that military trials for civilians are unconstitutional, which should be obvious. Military trials are shrouded in secrecy. Their functioning is opaque, meant only for sensitive military matters, not for some angry political protester. That's an abuse of power, an intimidation tactic by the Pakistani military. The country's Supreme Court has decided that enough was enough. It ruled that it was unconstitutional for the military to try civilians, not just in this case, but in other instances too. Many say it's a great ruling for Pakistan's democracy. They say some civilians who were unjustly imprisoned by the military in the past have hope now. Pakistan's Supreme Court has also shown itself to be independent of the country's overbearing military. Despite this, the firecrackers weren't going off across Pakistan, because first, there's always an appeal process. Pakistan's government is expected to appeal this ruling. Also, for the ordinary Pakistani, there is little to cheer. Making ends meet was already a daily battle, so the news of another price hike was a brutal blow. Pakistan's interim government has hiked natural gas prices for almost all consumers. Domestic consumers will see a hike of about 172%. It will cost about 137% more for commercial consumers. But the worst affected will be Pakistan's cement manufacturers. They will see a 193% hike. That's almost triple of what they pay now. Very conveniently, it's Pakistan's interim government that has struck this blow. No elected government will bear the political backlash as the people get crushed under the enormous hikes. The Supreme Court ruling and the price hike capture Pakistan in a nutshell. Fleeting hope of democracy, a vengeful and controlling military, lack of political accountability, and the ordinary citizens bearing the brunt of it all.